A walkable city is more than just basic infrastructure. It's what a city looks like, feels like, and sounds like. A walkable environment is made in the details. The height of the buildings, the width of the street, the quality of the storefronts, the availability of services, and the general feeling or character of the area. Walkability is the key to a successful city. People have evolved over millions of years to be walking creatures. Our bodies and our senses, how far we can see, how quickly we can process information, the strength and dimension of our legs and arms, have developed so that we can safely and efficiently get around on foot.
Walking is important to me, number one, for the very basic reason I don't drive. So getting to my work, getting to my grocery store, getting to the bank, getting to see my friends, walking's how I do that. It's how I get around, and it's how I interact with the city.
Walking is not just about mobility. Walking is about happiness and quality of life. We hear the birds singing, we go in front of a coffee shop and we smell the aroma, we see people eye to eye, we build community. Every single trip begins and ends by walking. We walk to places. We also walk to public transit or to the car or to the bicycle. The little baby on a stroller or the person on a wheelchair, anyone that moves at the speed of a person walking is a pedestrian.
I love walking because I get some time to spend with my children. It's so relaxing when you're walking and you're meeting people again and making those connections.
The use of the ground floor in urban buildings should be oriented towards the pedestrian passing by on the sidewalk and incorporate elements that are interesting and attractive, such as signage and window displays that can be absorbed close up at the speed of the pedestrian. These are elements that begin to give character and flavor to a city. They're the small details that convey the identity of a community and the people that live there. Other important elements include pedestrian amenities, such as comfortable benches for resting and socializing, transit shelters, accessible curb design, community information boards, and wayfinding signage.
I'd say the number one thing that adds the most to the walkability in my neighborhood is probably the fact that my neighborhood has many old, mature, 100-year-old trees. They're obviously very beautiful in the summer, they're in bloom, they're green, they add a lot of wonderful shade and coolness. In the winter, they're covered in snow, they really make you feel like you're living in a winter wonderland. And they add a beautiful sense of nature and human scale connection to a very dense urban neighborhood.
When we evaluate any city, anywhere, we should think of the most vulnerable citizens. Who are they? The children, the older adult, and the poor. From the point of view of mobility, who's the most vulnerable? The people that are walking, and then the people that are riding bicycles, and then people that are in public transit, and then the people that are in cars. So that should be our order of priority as well.
Neighborhood streets with low speeds, 30 kilometers an hour or less, are a critical feature of walkability. And this isn't a crazy idea. It doesn't cause traffic to come to a grinding halt. In fact, more than 13 million people in the UK alone now live in neighborhoods with speed limits that are less than 30 kilometers an hour. Many cities around the world have adopted similar neighborhood speed limit policies. Did you know that if you're hit by a car going 50 kilometers an hour, there's an 80% chance that you will die? But if you're hit at 30 kilometers an hour, there's a 95% chance that you will live? Slower speeds save lives. It's as simple as that. A 2014 study by the Pembina Institute confirms that the vast majority of homebuyers, 81%, would choose to live in less car-dependent neighborhoods over big lawns and extra bedrooms if cost were not a factor. Walkable neighborhoods can have a huge impact on disposable income. Many people who drive spend up to 1/3 of their income on mobility. According to the Canadian Automobile Association, yearly ownership costs for the average compact car are about $9,500. To put that into perspective, the average Canadian spends $5,400 on groceries a year. Your mobility budget is twice that of food. Creating walkable environments gives people more affordable options for transportation, leaving them more money for other things like education, healthcare, travel, and retirement.
Walkability is a very important factor in creating a great city for all. It is about sustainability, it's about our democracy, it's about equity. It's about everyone. It's about improving our mobility, but also our recreation, our economic development, our environment, and also happiness for all. And a city that is great for walking for an 8-year-old and for an 80-year-old as an indicator species is going to be a great city that is walkable and enjoyable and safe for everyone.